Probably do it later. Welcome, everybody, to another Rev Talk. We're going to have a discussion here off a channeled message, but we'd like you to realize that we're going to expound on it and tell you what it means through our eyes or our hearts, and see if you agree or if you pick up on something we may have left out. You're more than welcome to let us know. So read away, Reverend Kim.
All right, so this one I got yesterday in my email, and I think this one, because it spoke to me, it spoke to little Kinney, in that it says, "You are enough just as you are," and that's been something that I've needed to remind myself of quite often. The message that it says here is that irreverent, unconventional, odd, weird, bizarre. In the past, these words may have been used to generate feelings of guilt or shame, a way for others to put you in your place, or a way to project what they are feeling. This, my love, no longer needs to apply. The further along your earth plane moves in the shift, the less important these words become. This is the universe's way of letting you know that regardless of how others have looked at you or you have looked at yourself, it is time to embrace it. It is time to view them with a sense of pride and, yes, even accomplishment. Because of you and the way you are is one of the reasons your world has come as far as it has in such a short amount of time. Be unique and know that you are loved and supported just as you are. And for me, this was an important message for me to hear now, because I have been, just by my family members, I've been, for years and years, I've been called weird and
different,
odd and different and all of that. So for me to hear that you are enough is huge. And so from my heart opening up and saying, you are enough. And the fact that each one of us is unique and has our own unique perspective of what's going on. This is the reason why we're here, people. This is the reason why. Each individual person looks at something. You could look at this card, and you will get a different response from anybody. It will never be the same as anybody else. We're each like snowflakes. We're part of the orchestration. We're part of the divine orchestration. Each one of us is a note, is a tone, is a vibration that is necessary while we're here. And so it's important to recognize our uniqueness and our power with it, in that, yes, we are here for a reason. Yes, you're meant to be here. Make no mistake. You're meant to be here just as you are.
That's exactly right. And what I got out of the message, I got more the second time, was be true to yourself. We're on our journey, and these are steps we're learning. And now that the door is wide open, we can be our authentic self and not worry about the noise around us, because we know we are helping the ship move forward, because we are true to ourselves. We listen to our consciousness, we listen to our heart, and we're able to see the future and what it would be. And it's a long time ago, I learned to say the Lord's Prayer to balance your chakras. It balances your chakras. So I do that every day, but I see why, because it's balancing me to be able to carry forward so others can feel the vibrational shift and follow along. Not that I'm a leader, not that I'm trying to force anybody, but it's awakening your own soul to what it needs to hear. Not the fear, not that, oh, you don't have a nice enough dress to wear to this, or not that I don't know enough, or I can't write enough. That's only material. Our soul is on a whole different level. And that's what we need to awaken to its fullest capacity. And it doesn't matter what others say, because you're being true to yourself.
Well, that's yes, and that's part of it. And the thing that I'm getting. All right, now wait a minute. Being true to yourself shifts your entire vibration when you're your authentic self, when you listen to your intuition, when you open up your heart and allow that to come through. There's a shift in your own vibration, and in so doing, your vibration gets a little bit higher, and those around you will feel that, whether they recognize it or not, which helps to bring about a shift all around you. And in so doing, it's kind of like throwing the pebble in the pond, you know,
Yes.
and the ripple effect. And so it's kind of the same thing, where you listen to your intuition, you listen to your higher self, you allow yourself to be the divine loving being that you are. And there is a shift in your energy that people will flock to, that people will recognize deep within their soul, and they too will want to make that shift, to feel that and to allow that to happen.
They feel the simplistic peacefulness. It's not complicated. It's not hard to acquire, and they feel it, and that's what they want. They just don't know how.
Right.
And this is the way of the light. I mean, that's an easy way of saying it, and getting attuned with yourself, because it's there, and you can, like you say, you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And we all, get hung up in what's going on around us, or explode over something. But the principle is, no one's perfect, and we're not meant to be perfect.
Right.
We're just learn from our mistakes, and it's one less mistake we'll make tomorrow.
Right. Or
maybe
the fact
a couple
that
months.
well, or the other thing is to give ourselves a break and to realize there are no mistakes. There are no mistakes.
That's good.
There really aren't. We judge ourselves and we judge others, and that's when you start to muddy up the vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself a break and realize there are no mistakes. You're here to be your true self. And there are times it's like you come here and you've forgotten everything that when you were on the other side was like, yay, we're coming over here, we're gonna do so many great things. And then you come here and you forget it all, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, why didn't that message come down with me? Why couldn't I have taken it with me?
And like I have said before, that was not in the brochure. And apparently it was like, yeah, actually it was, because you wrote the brochure. So yeah, it's one of those things where you get to realize how powerful you truly are by saying, okay, I wrote the brochure, I wrote the contract, I agreed to it, so okay, I'm in charge. Now you get to be yourself, and you get to give yourself a break, and to realize, okay, you know what, cut yourself some slack in it, and realize it's not the end of the world. Everything you're doing your best.
It's the beginning of a new world.
Exactly. And again, I threw this card up, change, because I pulled this yesterday, and I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled this morning, pulled it again. So
that opens up, change yourself, change how you look at things. The world is changing. It's just back to the simple things. It's amazing how much change has to do with how we behave.
True.
It really does.
And again, I don't know where I read that, but it's like the only constant in life is change.
That's right.
And it's true. And I thought about it. I sat back and I thought, okay, so what was I doing, a year ago? 2 years ago, and go back and back. And it's like, I am certainly not the same person I was when I started on my spiritual journey years and years ago. So there's change all the time. Each and every moment, each and every day, you make a choice, and things change. And,
It's hard to acknowledge it as change
it's the
because
word.
it's constant. So you don't know where it's going to take you or how you're going to change. But then when you review it that night or the next morning, oh, and the more you do that, the more aware you become to not react, but respond.
Well, and the thing too is our egos like to be in control, and they like everything to stay the same. And yet and while, our ego is something that is necessary to be here, it is. We're the ones with the control to be able to say to our ego, you know what, I got this. Just sit back, fasten your seatbelt. It's all going to be good. Hands in the air. Here we go. And, I've got this. And so once you're able to allow your true self to come through, your authentic self to come through, and to calm your ego down and say it's okay, that's when the magic happens. That's when you feel the energy shift. That's when
you feel it. You physically feel it.
You can. Absolutely. So that's the good thing, is that, we have that power to be able to make change in our own lives. I can't change anybody else's. That's not my job. My job is working on me and doing the best I can every moment, to remind myself it's all good. It's all good. And so that when you allow that to happen, that's when the magic starts to unfold.
That's when we actually begin to acknowledge how powerful we are.
Yes.
And that's what the journey's about, because we have the power to change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that.
That was very good.
Yay. So with that, I think I'm complete here. I think, that was a good one. What about you?
I am complete.
All right. So with that, I want to thank you, everybody, for joining us for another Rev Talk. We want to ask you to please be gentle with yourself, and to be kind to yourself, and to remember that you are unique in all the universe. There will never be another just like you in all of space and time. You are powerful, you are cherished, and you are loved. And without you, the song of the universe would be incomplete. Until next time, my friends, be well.